It is the winter of year 5, and we are working on putting up another house and the blacksmith shop. This area over here originally was just an open field or an open area where we had clear cut a bunch of trees. But our town is growing. Our town is growing pretty well. The fishing industry has gotten a decent foothold. We are producing a lot of fish. We're just not salting it yet. And our economy it's semi alright. We still have to lean a little bit on berries to meet the tax burden, but we should be able to slowly catch up with it. So this area is going to have a house. It's going to have the blacksmith shop. I don't not like how the shop ended up the way it sits. I'm probably going to just tear down the framework and turn it to create maybe like a little courtyard or some sort of plaza in front of the house and the blacksmith shop. Since we have access to the material, both through our excavation shed that is giving us rock and through the 2 wood sheds that we have up, we are continuing to build our homes out of stone and with wooden roofs. Of course, the higher level the house is, the better the insulation is, and that prevents the use of a lot of firewood in the wintertime. The villagers also enjoy nicer homes, so the better the homes are, the higher their morale is. And with high morale, they learn faster and they just work better. So as long as we have access to the materials, it makes sense to build out of those materials instead of building something else. Now, I do like building in different materials just to change how the town looks, and that's just the builder nerd in me. But for the sake of gameplay, you really should go with the best thing that you can find. I'm sure you noticed when we ran by that we have put up the blacksmith shop as well. So it's located in that same plaza where we started, and we did tear down the framework and we built it up facing in towards that building instead, but it's back up against the food storage. It just gives a little bit more of an open space in front, and we'll probably do something out here, dropping down some logs or whatnot to make it look more like a workspace. But that'll come later once economy and everything is squared away. Since we are running the 1-day seasons, I did work through the night to make sure that house was ready to go. With today being spring, we are heading into Gostovia to pay our taxes here in a little bit, and I was hoping to recruit up some people while we're coming through town, and they of course are going to need a place to stay. Look at the people though that we're looking for are still going to be fishermen. As far as I can tell, we are going to need a lot more fishing huts. One person will fish up 6 fish per hour, but the same person can only salt, like, I think 1.5 fish per hour or something, which means that if we are going to even try out the salted fish type economy, we are going to need more people just to make bulk salted fish. Getting the fish is not a problem. Salting is going to be the issue. But first things first, we got to get our flax fields just ready to go again. This is really right now, before any other economy has started up, this is the economy that that we're leaning on, which is the flax, and mainly the flax seeds, or the flax grain that we can sell off. And for now, I do have a field worker helping me, but normally I do all this work myself. It's just the hectic part of the start of spring before we head into town. It's also nice to have the field worker out here to do the harvesting in the summertime. Flax is a quick growing crop. You plant it in spring, you harvest in summer, but then the rest of the year, you know, these fields are just sitting here. Because we're not trying to grow any food. We don't need to grow any food. The people are perfectly happy with fish. You know, it breeds very strong villagers with that all sushi diet. And of course, the offer from the last video still stands. If you go and hit that like button and maybe even subscribe, you too can be given as much fish as you want. I will personally come out to your house, store it right there in the wooden box in your living room, and you can enjoy all the fish that I mean, I don't even know how much fish you can actually enjoy, but that's how much fish that you can enjoy. Like, anything you want, I will do. After running all our springtime chores and even deferring some maintenance, as you can see on the barn roof there, it turns out the amount of fish that we have is just not going to be enough to pay the taxes. So we are going to fall back on an old emergency of ours, and that is to make arrows, iron arrows. We do have iron. We've been collecting that over a while by going up to the nearby caves. But it turns out we don't know how to make iron arrows. So right now we're heading to Hornica to sell our fish, to buy the iron arrow recipe so we can make iron arrows, and then sell those arrows to barely pay our taxes. The one-day seasons are great, with the exception of the taxes. Unfortunately, salted fish isn't quite as lucrative as I had hoped that it would be. Once it's all said and done, you're going to sell one salted fish for 6 silver. 6 silver is still 6 silver. It's better than 2 for raw fish. But it's a lot of work, and it takes a long time to get this salted fish. So hopefully we can ramp this industry, because I don't want to fall back on arrows or berry picking or any of the other things. But for this season, we are going to fall back on arrows. It's our only real option. It's that or picking berries, and my fingers are they're just not meant for berry picking, you know? Big, like, meat paws that will just crush the berries, and it's just a mess. So we're heading back. We're going to make the arrows that we can. And we should have enough sticks, definitely have enough feathers, because our hunters have been bringing in feathers since day one. And iron, like I said, we've been picking out of the cave while we've been up there earlier. So I'll head back to town, I'll make some arrows, and then I'll join you down in Gostovia. And we are paying our blood oath of taxes. Sorry I'm late. It turns out our field worker had completely missed half a field, and she just wasn't working it anymore, so I had to take care of it. We had a little chat. She said that next spring she will definitely do better, but I had to take care of, you know, just making sure that everything is the way that it should be. Somewhere where things are not the way they should be is in our coin purse. We are not as rich as I would like. So we're going to have to go to Uniegost. We're going to have to sell him all sorts of things we have. We brought some flax grain, the spare that we have over. We got iron arrows that we were talking about earlier. And we're going to essentially sell him anything loose that we could find in the village, get all his money, and then turn around and give him all that money back in taxes. Such is the life of the medieval peasant, I guess. We managed to magically scrape together all the money that we needed for taxes. And before we leave town, I'm going to recruit up some of these people we've already spoken to. They're just sitting here waiting for us to have essentially room left. So this gentleman already set. He was just ready to go. And the others weren't worth it. So let's get him in their house just so that, you know, he's still walking. He's going to be walking like the whole night to get back over there. But let's make sure that he has a house when he arrives. You know, I might even make sure the bed's made, you know, maybe a little mint on the pillow if he has a pillow. I'm not sure. But one of the last things I'm going to do before we head back home is something that I try to do every spring right now. And that is to head down over here into the water and collect some reeds. We are not planting anything that is actually giving us straw. All we're growing is flax. And flax, well, we use the flax straw or whatever to actually turn into linen. And apparently I am lost. I will find it though. I will find it. I promise I know what I'm looking for. But I'm going to get a good collection of straw here just to keep adding to our stockpile at home. And since we're here anyway, there's not much else we can do. Pick some reeds, get some straw going. We'll probably head over to the, what is it called? Borovo or whatever. Borovo, whatever. The town on the other side of the water. You all know which one. There might be people over there that we can recruit as well. And I mean, I know how exciting it is to watch me stand here knee deep in some mucky water picking reeds. But I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in the video right here so that on the next episode, we can get into some even more exciting stuff. We might pick some berries or mix up some fertilizer, you know, some of the good life stuff from medieval times. So thank you so much for coming out, for watching the video, for cheering us on as we sell everything that we own just to be able to survive. And hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Oh, it's just a guy hanging out. That's not... This is more boring than I thought it would be.
Egger. I can't.
Oh my god!
I was typing.